On September the 14th, 1994, Nas would drop Illmatic, an album which would shape the future of rap. Often cited as the greatest rap album of all time, the album brought a resurgence to East Coast hip-hop, in a time when West Coast hip-hop was on top. The album was proclaimed a classic from the start and established Nas in the conversation of greatest of all time, and it has created a legacy for Nas which is one of the most revered in rap today. The use of prominent New York producers such as Large Professor, Pete Rock and DJ Premier brought hardcore hip-hop into the mainstream as direct competition for alternative hip-hop acts of the time like A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, and the rival to the West Coast sounds of G-Funk, which had dominated the charts since Dr. Dre's 1992 album, The Chronic. On Illmatic, Nas introduced a new standard for lyricism. A student of rap pioneers such as Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, Nas had self-awareness, internal rhyme schemes and a mastery of street detail. Nas raised the bar for New York rap. The album even inspired Jay-Z's approach, with his debut album Reasonable Doubt being Nas-like through its introspection. The influence of Illmatic stretched beyond the boundaries of hip-hop, the vivid use of metaphors by Nas to paint a lyrical canvas of the state of New York in 1994. Illmatic itself became a word in the hip-hop lexicon to mean classic, setting a benchmark for all future rap albums. This in itself was the foundation for Nas's legacy. But with 25 years in the rap game, questions still remained. Like they do with all rappers who have been considered to be one of the greatest, the main question for Nas was whether he could still make a cultural impact. 2017 saw a triumphant return of one-time Nas rival Jay-Z, who was praised for his highly personal work and stepping into a role of giving wisdom to the latest generation on 444. So it can be done. The question is if his 2020 album King's Disease can make an impact in a culture where younger artists may have never heard a Nas record. Nas has often said Illmatic is a gift and a curse. A gift in the sense the album is so revered and has become a benchmark for rap, but also a curse as all his future projects have been compared against Illmatic. One of the tracks off of King's Disease is 27 Summers, a mark of how long it's been since Nas dropped his debut album. Nas in this album ascends to the throne he's built in rap over the years. Each project between Illmatic to King's Disease is like a step in cementing his throne. Nas uses his position to spotlight the negative reality of fame and to celebrate black achievement and self-love, as Nas takes stock of his career and how he uses his platform to put on the newer generation through mass appeal. Although it's not the picture setting of Queensbridge in 1994, Nas is overseeing the whole of New York on King's Disease. His evolution as a man has seen Nas move from rapper to businessman as he takes his seat in the boardrooms and builds an empire to leave for his children. The production of King's Disease came solely from Hit Boy as Nas pursued a sound which was consistent throughout the album, one which flowed like water. King's Disease is an album very much for today. It received positive acclaim throughout the industry, giving fans the first lengthy project from Nas in 8 years, and he didn't disappoint, with the lyrical experience greatly complemented with fine production from Hit Boy, with sprinkles of excellent guest features. King's Disease is some of Nas's best ever work. But what do you think of King's Disease? Where does it stand in Nas's discography? Let us know in the comments below. This has been Hip Hop Frequency. Thanks for listening.